This week, the moon will do something so rare you may never see it again for nearly 30 years. Most people look at the moon and think, it's just the moon. But this week, something extremely unusual is happening in the night sky. A rare blue micromoon is appearing over Earth. And according to astronomers, this exact lunar event won't happen again until at least the year 2053. That's nearly 3 decades away. For many people watching this video right now, this could literally be the only chance in your lifetime to see one. But here's where things get even stranger. Despite being called a blue moon, it won't actually look blue. And despite being a full moon, it will appear smaller than usual. So what exactly is happening up there? And why are astronomers so fascinated by this rare moon event? Let's break it down. What is a blue micromoon? The full moon arriving on May 30th and 31st is being called a blue micromoon. And yes, that sounds completely made up, but it's actually a very rare combination of 2 separate lunar events happening at the same time. First, it's a blue moon. Now, contrary to what many people think, a blue moon does not mean the moon turns blue. Instead, a blue moon happens when 2 full moons occur within the same calendar month. This only happens once every few years because the moon's cycle and our calendar are slightly out of sync. A lunar cycle lasts about 29.5 days, but calendar months are usually 30 or 31 days. That tiny mismatch causes an extra full moon to occasionally squeeze into the same month, and when it does, we call it a blue moon. But this event has another rare feature too. It's also a micromoon, which means the moon will be near the farthest point in its orbit around Earth. And that's why this full moon will appear slightly smaller and dimmer than normal. The moon isn't orbiting Earth in a perfect circle. Here's something many people don't realize. The moon's orbit is actually oval-shaped, not perfectly circular. That means there are times when the moon moves closer to Earth and times when it moves farther away. When the moon is closest to Earth, it's called perigee, and when it's farthest away, it's called apogee. You've probably heard of supermoons before. That's when a full moon happens near perigee, making the moon appear larger and brighter. Micromoons are the opposite. They happen near apogee. So this week's full moon will actually be one of the smallest full moons visible this year. In fact, astronomers say this will be the most distant full micromoon of 2026. The moon will sit about 406,000 kilometers away from Earth. That's over 250,000 miles into space. And because of that enormous distance, the moon may look slightly smaller than what you're used to seeing. Why this event is so rare? Now, here's what makes this even specialer. Blue moons are already relatively uncommon. Micromoons are also uncommon, but getting both together at the same time is extremely rare. Astronomers say the next blue micromoon like this may not happen again until July 2053. That's nearly 30 years away. Think about that for a second. The next time this exact lunar combination appears, today's teenagers could already be middle-aged adults. Technology will be completely different. The world itself may look completely different. Yet, the moon will quietly repeat this same cosmic cycle once again. That's one of the fascinating things about astronomy. These events were happening long before humans existed, and they'll continue long after we're gone. When and how to see it? The best time to see the blue micromoon will be around sunset on May 30th and 31st. Look toward the eastern horizon shortly after the sun goes down, because during a full moon, the moon rises almost directly opposite the sunset. You won't need a telescope, just clear skies and a good view of the horizon. And while the moon may not literally appear blue, knowing you're looking at one of the rarest lunar events of the decade makes the experience feel completely different.